Boo, yeah. Everybody, what's going on? A Scruggs is a guy who think he can play center or a guard. What's up, everybody? Can you play center? I don't want no Scruggs. A Scruggs is a guy. We got a dude with the last name Scruggs, and he's a scrub. Scruggs, play center, no. Brad Holmes. Can't get with a deadbeat Scruggs. No, I don't want you to play center. No, I don't want you to play guard. And no, everybody, I don't want no Scruggs hanging out the passenger side, trying to be on my team. No Scruggs. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we about to have a good time today. Oh yes, Scruggs, I'm talking to you. Come on, Scruggs, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Brad Holmes is undefeated, bro. I don't want no Scruggs. Bro, how you gonna have the last name Scruggs and be a scrub? I'm gonna say that again. How you gonna have the last name Scruggs and be a scrub? No Scruggs. No Scruggs. No Scruggs. A Scrugg is. We got a Scruggs for a Monty. Ain't 10, never that, baby. Hanging out the passenger side. I don't want no Scruggs. His name is Juice, bro. Juice Scruggs. Trying to holler at. I don't want Juice Scruggs. Break it down. I don't want Juice Scruggs, who shouldn't be on my team. Bro, I'm undefeated with these ad-libs, bro. I can turn anything into a song. I don't want no scrubs. Man, I'd rather have my auntie. Hey, we about to have some fun today. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Wait a minute. It's 5 o'clock right here. Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Wait a minute. It's 5 o'clock right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we back. We back with another one. Oh, out the passenger side. Yo. Man, I'm feeling some type of way today, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. But if you ain't heard the news, we got a new show. We got a new show, bro. Aaron, it might even happen tonight. It might happen tonight. So turn on your notifications for Lion Syndicate, because we don't know where it's going to be just yet. But we got a new show launching this week. We might have a special emergency broadcast tonight. Unexpected. David Montgomery got traded. It's going to feature myself, Motor City Cats, and Lions Live 365. The title of the podcast is called Syndicats. Syndicats 365. Aaron is early as tonight. That's the news I wanted to tell y'all. I appreciate you, man. Listen, I'm going to be unstoppable, bro. I'm going to be an unstoppable force because I'm so sick. I am so sick of everybody glazing the backside of Brad Holmes. I mean, you be stroking. That's what you be doing. You be stroking, bro. And it's hard for me to figure out why. Why are you stroking this man's ego so much? Why are you doing it? When this brother didn't even know the definition of aggressive. Define aggressive. Brad Holmes, the only thing I can say to you is that you better be turning these draft picks into something aggressive. You guys should know by now, but we got Juice Scruggs, a.k.a. Scrubs, a former second-round pick in 2023. If you are traded for a 28, soon-to-be 29-year-old running back, and you got to be, you know what I'm saying, like you in a trade package, then you a scrub. That's it. You a scrub. And we got a 4th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. I saw a podcaster today, and I can't believe, I said, bruh, I mean, is there anything y'all want to talk about me that I'm never happy? You know this. You know I am a glass half empty person. You know what fills me up? A Super Bowl. That's it. But everybody wants to, Derek is so, Some clown today on Twitter had to clap back at him. You know what I'm saying? He called me dumb. He called me all these things. And I told him in a post, I said, you can call me whatever you want, as long as you call me the #1 independent Detroit Lions content creator on YouTube. Okay? And if I'm not #1, I lost it to Sneaky Good Moves. Right? But I am the #1 African American independent content creator. And I might be the #1 African American Lions content creator. That is an honor. That's an honor that we can transcend race and talk Detroit Lions. And even with me and all my emotion, you guys still rock with me. I'm not a drone. I'm not Sonny from iRobot. I'm not the Visine I guy. I don't sell Omaha steaks, right? I'm not that guy. I am not the pure optimist that they can't do anything wrong. I want nothing less than a Super Bowl, and I don't care who you are. If you don't bring it to me, you got to go, period. Period. I don't know how much longer I have left. Do you? No. Did James Vanderbeek? No. Did the guy that dyed his hair blue 2 years ago? No. And everybody that's, Derek is so serious. It's so serious. You're way too emotional. Are we supposed to be? Isn't that the whole point of being territorial? Of committing to one team? Isn't that what we're supposed to be? I'm done. So everybody that's saying to me or on Twitter, here's what I see, which I love this. I love this. Man, Brad Holmes, we got a haul for David Montgomery. We got a dude whose last name is Scruggs, who plays like a scrub. That's #1. We got a 7th-round pick who's going to amount to what exactly? So now we have 3? What is Brad going to do with them 7th-round picks? Captain Planet them? By our powers combined, we are 3 7th-round picks. Maybe I can use them to trade up. Do you know what a 7th-round pick is? A practice squad dude, a dude who doesn't make the team, or a special teams person. Ask Jamar Jefferson. Ask Antoine Green. Ask Chase Lucas. Ask Dominic Levitt. Ask those guys. What is a 7th-round pick supposed to do for this team? So you know what that leaves us with? A 4th-round pick. And oh man, Brad Holmes about to cook with this 4th. Ain't he though? Ain't he? You know what? Instead of getting St. Brown or Derek Barnes, you know what he gonna do? Broderick Martin, Sione Vaki. That's what he gonna do. We got all this faith in what? What is this faith? Where does it come from? So no, it's over. Brett, whatever sanity in me was left is gone. It is gone. I told you I was gonna stand on business. If he traded David Montgomery, I wanted him fired, and I want him fired now. But Derek, he was making RB #1 money. Okay? And who signed him to RB1 money with RB1 on the team? That's right. The savior, Bradley Mathias. The guy that needs to know the definition of aggressive. I'm not having it, and I'm coming for everybody. If you don't like my take, you say my name, and we can debate. If you don't like my take and you don't say my name, keep my name, my takes out your mouth, period. If you're going to say my take, say my name. That's where we at. I'm done. This man has one job, is to make us a Super Bowl champion team. We want all this knick-knack, paddywhack stuff. Y'all happy about NFC North banners and flags that you can go buy. You're happy about overpriced Vizzies at the stadium. You want to go to Ford Field and get a hot and ready. That's $30. That's what y'all want. I can't with this dude. I can't. You have not had, Brad Holmes has not made sound decisions since 2023. It started with Broderick Martin. It wasn't even Hendon Hooker. It was Broderick Martin. And y'all believe this man. You know what, Brad? You better have something cooking. You better be in that stove. You better be in that kitchen. You can call me Chef Ramsay. That's where we at. This is a reality show. Shout out to Charles, says it's because other channels glaze in the trade. Man, I saw some. So we added another lineman, right? And this lineman is a former second-round pick. He was picked 62nd in 2023. The same round as Sam Laporta and Brian Branch. And you ain't heard nothing about him. But here's what tells you everything you need to know. The fact that he is a second-round pick, and we traded him for we got him in a trade of a 29-year-old running back. Think about that. He's no Frank Ragnow. He's no Tyler, right? You're not going to trade a center worth 2 cents for a soon-to-be 30-year-old running back. And then why am I so anti-Brad right now? Because Brad has to show me he know what the heck he doing. The amount of glaze that this fan base has is ridiculous to me. It really is. It really is. Think about this. Y'all wanted to give Brad Holmes credit for predicting that Zadarius Smith was going to retire. That's why we cut him. Really? But this same man can predict that Frank Ragnow is going to retire? The man with an injury you can't even operate on? He didn't predict that. But he predicted that I am the great and powerful Brad Holmes. I can see it all. And I'm saying, wait a minute. Speak up, I can't hear you. This person in my ear is telling me that Zadarius Smith is going to retire, so I have to cut him. We got to stop, bro. We have to stop with this. This is nonsense to me. So you did all of this stuff. So it's the same way that you guys blame Jared Goff. Jared Goff. Oh, he's not the guy. We need a mobile quarterback. Tell Brad Holmes that. Brad is the guy that traded for him, extended him. He's the guy you should be coming after. Why are we picking on Jared Goff? He's the guy you should be coming after. He's the guy that paid him. Brad Holmes is the reason Jared Goff is still on this team. He is the only one to blame. You can sprinkle Brad Holmes, Dan, if you want to. The good and the bad, it all falls on Brad. I'm going to put that on a shirt. This is nonsense, bro. And y'all think this man going to get extended in 2 years? Says who? I hope Sheila, yes, Graham Glasgow is gone. Gibbs isn't happy. I bet not. And here's another thing, too. I need my fellow content creators, have a brain, right? Don't be led astray by me. Don't be led astray by any content creator or anything. Have a brain. Brad Holmes, the narrative of Monty not wanting to be in Detroit, where did that narrative come from? I don't understand where the narrative came from. And if it is true, think about why. Why would he no longer want to be here? It was because he was disrespected. It is so many things that's starting to paint the picture of what Holmes really is. And low key, I can't wait till he's gone. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm ready because the fan base is so decisive on this guy. Divisive. It's crazy to me. But there's a pattern here, ladies and gentlemen. There's a pattern. You know what? I'm about to paint the picture for you. Be ready for this because I'm about to cook. I need to get me a chef hat. I'm about to get me a chef hat, bro. And I'm going to put it on. And when I have it, I'm going to drop my chair down. I'm going to get me a chef hat. I'm about to cook, right? Look at Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams was a priority. He was discarded. Look at Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds was a priority. He was discarded. You know what I'm starting to pick up on? If you're not one of Brad Holmes' guys, either he really likes you or he trades for you, you are expendable. But if you a guy he drafted, look how long it took him to cut Broderick Martin. Look how long. But look, Jamal Williams had all that to say. Josh Reynolds didn't say anything. The one running back that he's treated with any type of courtesy is the one he drafted. His prized possession. That's what Jahmyr Gibbs is. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. This has nothing to do with him. Jahmyr Gibbs is the prized possession. He is the Simba. As a matter of fact, Jahmyr Gibbs is the literal Lion King. Brad Holmes got him up like this. He is Rafiki, bro. And here's little Simba. No disrespect, Jahmyr. Little Simba. Elton John is playing in the draft room. That's probably what they were doing when they drafted him. From the day you arrived on the planet in the mama. That's what he was doing. If it ain't the boo-boo, the gaga, Jahmyr Gibbs, everybody is expendable, bro. And y'all know I'm not lying. I'm cooking right now. Jahmyr Gibbs, bro, came in all of a sudden, because here's why it doesn't make sense to me. David Montgomery signed an extension after year one. And you know what? Low-key, there's somebody I forgot about, DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift. You signed David Montgomery. You discarded Jamal Williams after telling him he was a priority. That's what you said out loud, Brad. Right? You draft Jahmyr Gibbs. You trade DeAndre Swift. You then, after one season, extend David Montgomery. You flapping all that. You talking all that stuff. Well, Monty didn't want to be here. And you signed a contract, bruh. So, Monty, let's have a conversation. How do we make this work? How do we make this work? What happened? Okay? How do we make this work? Now, I had somebody reach out to me, said, Derek, got something to tell you. You got to keep it between us. I said, okay, I can do that. All right. Said, I found out some things. This was yesterday. I found out some things and painted the picture that David Montgomery is gone and why. I can't say, but it makes sense. It makes sense. Shout out to Lupe with the super chat. Says Derek DMX. Monty. Yes, I do have it. Says Monty. X message was heartfelt. I wonder how much pull Dan has with the choice of keeping players. We're going to bring that in. We're going to bring that in. It's the circle of life. I think we could have used Gibbs to make our team better, like Stafford, keep the money. Now all of these, now all we need is Laporta to walk too. Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Ned. Shout out the Spirit of Detroit. Notice the pattern. See, this is all we do is patterns. That's all I do. Y'all think it's emotion. It's not really emotion. It's patterns. If we sign a quality free agent, I'm talking about one who can be a number one, or we draft a quality free agent, Sam Laporta is gone. Whether it's a trade or whether it is a release after the season, you know what I'm saying, or not a resign. Now I will, let me back up. Let me give Brad Holmes some love. What? That's right. You heard me right. I'm going to give Matthias some love. Right? If Matthias keep piling moves together, stuff that we ain't seen before, it's because his cheeks is hot. He's sitting on one of them seats, some seat warmers. It's out of whack. He like, oh, you know how you turn the car seat on? You got a car, you hit the little seat warmer button by mistake, and all of a sudden, and the thighs started to sweat. You like, oh, my thighs is hot. Then you feel it on the cheeks. That's Brad Holmes, bro. If we pull a stunner off, and David Montgomery, the trade of that was still, even so, I'm still feeling some type of way. You know why? Because you waited too darn long. Now you're desperate. Now you are in desperation mode. Fave with the super chat, appreciate you, big dog, says, Brad is the president of Sneaky Good Moves. I'm about to start putting Sneaky Good Moves in all my titles. I'm about to do it starting today. As a matter of fact, I'm going to rename this stream, Detroit Lions make Sneaky Good, huge news, awesome news move. Forget Spike Kool-Aid. This is going to be called Lions Make... this show from hereforth will be called the Sneaky Good Move Show. I need a theme song. I need the theme song, bro. Yeah, Braylon with the comment of the day says we still haven't improved the defense. I don't know if we can right now, bro. I mean, there's a couple people maybe. Well, we can't sign. Well, if they're a free agent, I really don't know how that work. Even if you're a free agent by getting cut, do you still have to wait until the new league year, or can you sign right now? I think the rosters. I don't think you can sign. I'm not sure, but I don't think anybody has signed any free agent. Yes, Graham got released. I believe I've already dropped that video. I am going to, from here's forth, and I know I'm saying here's, from hither's forth, this show will no longer be called Spike Kool-Aid. It's going to be called the Sneaky Good Moves Morning Show. Whatever time of the day we do it, we doing it. Because I promise you, Sneaky Good Moves is somewhere. It's somewhere. Somebody got it somewhere, bro. Khalil Mack off the table. Looks like the Chargers will sign him back. Wait, what? What? It literally just came out. It literally just came out that he was going to be free. Is that true? I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help it. I have been sucked in to the rat race. Every move is going to be sneaky good. Every move is going to be huge news. Every video is going to be put the entire NFL on notice. Y'all, look, I will apologize for one thing and one thing only. I'm 46 years old. My beard is gray. My hair is starting to gray. My son is 16 with a goatee. Right? I'm about to celebrate 10 years of my second marriage. My patience is running out, y'all. You know who I'm going to be if I'm still making content in 20 years and we ain't won the Super Bowl? I'm going to be the meanest, most disgruntled old Lions content creator you've ever seen. Maybe that'll make my sub count go up. I'm going to be a mean, angry old man because I'm just tired, bro. I've had enough. I've had enough, bro. The sneaky good, the glazing. Why do we think this is a good move? We now need a running back, and we can't downgrade. Because if we downgrade, what was the point? You know what we got out of this? We got a 4th-round pick out of this. That is what we got. The Lions right now are still over the cap. Even with the release of Graham and Monty, or the trade of Monty, we're over the cap. Probably because of whatever we inherited from old boy. I have no idea. I don't really care enough about him to look. I'm telling you, bro, I feel it in my bones. Every single year, especially, and you know what else? This regime is irritating me. It really is. And look, Dan Campbell is not free. He's not free. Big dog, you got to start taking the points, or you might be next. But I'm already gassing up the car because I'm gonna take Brad to get the number to Marvin so he can file his papers. There is nothing that will satisfy me. And you know what I despise? I despise. I don't know if these are young millennial Lions fans or generation whatever we are on now, about relax, chill, it's okay, be patient. No, those words do not go with what we do with us. They don't do that. It's been 60 years. My mother is turning 70 next year. She was born when the Lions won a championship. I am 46 years old. My son is 16. How many generations are we going to keep doing this? But we want to I'm telling you, bro, you know what? Brad Holmes is Mufasa. Jahmyr Gibbs is Simba. If I didn't trust Disney, I'd put on the Circle of Life right now. I don't trust Disney, though. They want everybody money. They might strike me, and now I got a copyright strike. I ain't doing it. But that's where we are. Hopefully Brad can rewrite this story and Simba ain't hanging for his life on a cliff. I'm done. I am done. I want results, period. And I'm about to be a season ticket holder too. You talking about parking? You talking about overpriced beverages? Who pays $32 for some Vizzies, bruh? Two. It's part of the experience. Who buys some overpriced chicken tenders? It's part of the experience, bruh. Right? I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. I'm coming for everyone. Every single person. Because y'all need a better class of content creator. Whether you love me or hate me, you always gonna get the truth. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing more than I want to be wrong. But I will settle for nothing less than a Super Bowl from here on out. From this regime, from the next one, from the next one. No, this fan base has turned me off from any type of stepping stone. You know, y'all the same. Y'all like the parent that can't let go. Right? As a parent, I've had to let my son go through things on his own. You want to always protect him, but sometimes you got to let him fly away. Right? You got to let him fall. You got to let him get up. You got to let him figure it out. Every single thing, y'all just want to baby Brad Holmes in every single possible way. If he about to fall, you want to slide the mattress in front of him so he don't fall and get a boo-boo on his arm. You drafted Roderick Martin. It's okay, boo-boo. It's okay. Here, let mommy take a look at it for you. Let us take a look at it for you, because we don't want you hurt in any way. You can't do nothing wrong. You traded up for Roderick Martin. It don't matter. Who is that, baby? We don't know who that is. You traded for Trinity Benson. Who? That's right. It's okay, baby. It's okay. We don't know. It's all right. He not even in the NFL no more. It's okay, boo-boo, because you know why? You drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. We went to the playoffs with you. You brought us the NFC North title. It said, don't let nobody tell you that you can't make you make mistakes, because you don't. I'm not, bro. I'm done. I'm done with this guy. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to bring the Lions a Super Bowl, nothing less. And shut your mouth and do that. You got Howie Roseman running circles around you. You got Les Snead running circles around you. And you a positional value villain, bro. I'm tired. I'm done. And instead of wrapping it up and hanging it up, I'm going to make content the way I want to. See, y'all don't remember when ranting was that was the super hot fire. Ranting. Nobody wanted to hear the bubbles and rainbows of the Lions. You know why? Because they didn't trust them. They didn't trust them, bro. When the Lions won and did good, nobody cared because you couldn't commit. You didn't trust them. But, we want to see Derek rant because he going to say exactly what we feeling. Not in the mood. I'm done. After 4 years and the constant glazing of Matthias, I'm done. Because y'all don't come and say, Derek, you was right. I mean, some of y'all do. You don't do that. You don't say, hey, Syndicate, you were right, bro. We came at your neck, but you was right. We called all these names, you was right. But you want to slide the mattress under Matthias. Look, Matthias ain't one of us. I'm one of y'all. Matthias is paid to be here, bro. Let me blow this up. Let's get into the segment. Everybody knows by now the Detroit Lions have traded away David Montgomery. It's fitting that there's been 3 Sonic movies and there were 3 seasons of Sonic and Knuckles. And after those 3 seasons, there are no more. And a little piece of irony that I thought of earlier today is when Monty originally signed in Detroit, it was for 3 years. He got extended after year 1. He was going to be here a total of 5 years. I believe the Detroit Lions had a potential out after this year, and they took it. So essentially, it's almost like Monty became a free agent, except he wasn't a free agent. He was traded. And we got a guy named Juice Scruggs, very similar to Scrub, by the way. And that might be exactly what this guy is. Former second-round pick in the same draft, in the same round that Sam Laporta and Brian Branch was taken. And you don't even know who he is, did you? You ain't know who Juice Scruggs was until right now, or the trade. And it's over. It's over. A lot of people want to paint Montgomery. I've even seen some things and some people talking about that Monty wanted to save face. He didn't want the public perception of him to be negative from Detroit Lions fans and asking out. And maybe that's true. Maybe there's some truth to that. But there's always something more. It's always something, right? It's his version, her version, the truth. It's Monty's version, the Lions version, the truth. You know who I'm going to side with? Monty. And I wonder what that truth is. See, here's the thing that really, if I put on my kind of detective hat, Monty was here for 3 seasons. Gibbs was here for 3 seasons. You didn't hear a single complaint. Year 1 and year 2. What was the constant? Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson was the constant. Now you go to year 3 and you hear, now he wants to leave. Maybe he did. Had a guy tell me yesterday what was really happening. And if that's true, let me put it like this. It's worse than we think. It's worse than you think. David Montgomery, the Knuckles in Sonic and Knuckles is gone. And the Detroit Lions have to find a replacement. Are they going to do it with that 4th round pick that they got? Are they going to do it with the 7th round pick that apparently is valuable? And I've been watching the draft for a long time. 7th round is the last round. Out of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, how many 7th round picks have been impactful? That's if they made the team. Chase Lucas, he might have made the team. I don't remember, but I can spit off 3 that I remember. Chase Lucas, you've got Antoine Green. You also have the very first one was Jamar Jefferson. I don't know how many 7th round picks are still on the team. If they're going to give you any value, it's going to be a special team situation. Most 7th round picks don't even make the 53-man roster. And if I'm not mistaken, the Detroit Lions now have 3. In the best case scenario, maybe they trade all 3 of those for a 5th round pick. But wait, that 7th round pick that they got for Monty is actually next year in 2027. So maybe they still only have 2. So that means that this year we got Scruggs, and we got a 4th round pick. What is Brad Holmes going to do with that 4th round pick? You've got some great 4th round picks. You got Derek Barnes. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You range from good to fantastic to Hall of Fame worthy. And then you got Sione Vakis. Let's not forget, you traded up for that guy. So how much faith? Which Brad do you think you're going to get? Do you think you're going to get Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Barnes Brad? Or do you think you're going to get Sione Vaki Brad? You really don't know now, do you? It could be worse. You could get Broderick Martin Brad. Knuckles put out a statement on IG today. And here's what he had to say. Says, it's hard to find the right words for a goodbye like this. Detroit has never just been a location to me. It's been a community. And you all have been more than supporters of it or a team. You've been steady hands, loud cheers, honest feedback, and quiet strength when I needed it the most. You believed in me when things were uncertain. You stood beside me through challenges. You showed up constantly, fiercely, unapologetically. There is something special about the people here. I'm about to get choked up. The resilience, the loyalty, the way you don't just support someone, you ride with them. I have felt that from each one of you, and I will never take that lightly. This isn't goodbye because something ended. It's goodbye because something grew, and growth sometimes calls us forward. Please know this. Everything I do next carries a piece of Detroit. Wow. Everything I do next carries a piece of Detroit with it. The work ethic, the edge, the heart. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for pushing me. Thank you for walking this chapter with me. I'm beyond grateful, and I'll always be proud to say I was shaped by the city and by you. With appreciation and respect, Demo. I don't know, man. That don't sound like a guy that didn't want to be here to me. You know what I appreciate in that post? It was about us. It wasn't about where he's going next, and I appreciate that. A lot of the times these guys say goodbye and they say something like, one door closes, another one opens. They say, whatever the catchphrase is for the new team. I remember when he signed here, and it was something that stuck out to me. We hadn't drafted Jahmyr Gibbs yet. And he said, and I'll never forget it, he said, when he is hurt, he takes it personal. When he's hurt, he takes it personal. Something he can't control. He takes it personal that he's letting his teammates down. And I was like, man, what a stud. Like, I knew of him in Chicago. I didn't get to see a ton of Chicago games because living in Michigan and near Detroit, you don't get to see, they're going to show you Lions. So I heard of his name. I've seen some highlights, seen a couple games when he played us. But in Detroit, it was a different look. It was a different feel. I don't know, y'all. He could be a really good actor, but I think there's, do I think that it was all he didn't want to be traded? Not necessarily. But I do believe that it was probably a feeling of disrespect. That's what I think. And it could be a lot more that we don't know, that involves more than just Montgomery. It could be a locker room thing. I mean, and when I say that, I'm only basing, who knows? Who knows what damage Johnny Morton did to this team? Right? I feel that it's more than meets the eye when it comes to what just happened. Part of me feels like this team is unraveling. It really is. But I will tell you this, and this is all pattern-based. When it comes to running backs, I think that we're seeing a pattern here. We're seeing a pattern. Brad Holmes, what he did to Jamal Williams, what he did to DeAndre Swift, what he did to David Montgomery. We're seeing a pattern. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll leave this here for a few seconds. All right. Did I miss some super chats? Dang, I did. Okay. All right. Shout out to the super chat. We got one from Charles, $5, says, I was told I was crashing out. I was like, when will you, being another sports network, hold Brad accountable? Because not everything he does is good. Charles, to be honest with you, man, I really don't know, because, I take that back. I don't want to say names. I don't want to say names because I don't want to create drama. But I feel like that there are there are guys that do it for the paycheck, and there are guys that don't. You boil down to it's two people. It's either you do it for the paycheck, you don't. But in order for that paycheck to be bigger, you've got to have people watch you. And I know for a fact that I don't appeal to everybody. I know that people get sick of me, and that's okay. I know that people get to a point where I break them. They're like, okay, I can't deal with this dude. Now, most of them find their way back because they can't get this anywhere else. Well, I take that back. Well, they can't get me anywhere else, but they can't get this type of content, but only from a few select places. I'm one of the most consistent guys with this opinion, with this display of emotion in the space. So I think that that's what it is. Shout out to Steve with the super chat. Says, I hope all the fans that were flexing how good this team is feeling foolish now. 2 years of being good blew up some heads for sure. And you know, Steve, I don't know why. I'll tell you what, man. I'm in the NFC. You guys know the story, but it really resonates. I'm at the NFC Championship game. I got COVID. Feel like straight crap, right? But the adrenaline is keeping me up. When J-Mo scored that touchdown in the first quarter, I almost fainted. But I didn't know I had COVID at this point. So I'm jumping up. So you're already hiding the mug, right? And J-Mo takes the end around, and he boom, 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 breaking tackles, people missing. He running. I'm jumping up and down. All of a sudden, my head feels like a helium balloon, and I stumble forward. Thankfully, there was nobody in front of me. It was surprisingly empty at that game. Matter of fact, I was on seat 1, and like 10 seats to the right of me were all Lions fans. And then a Bears fan kind of showed up out of nowhere who just wanted to see us beat the 49ers. It was crazy. And I remember it's halftime, and I'm going to, you can't buy drinks in the fourth quarter. So start at halftime, I buy 2 Vizzies, whatever it was. Yeah, I paid $30-something. And I hear people. We're watching. I think the Ravens had already lost, so we know that Kansas City is going to be in the Super Bowl. And it's people. You hear them, and they're just celebrating. Lions fans, we're going to the Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. You heard people like planning their trip, and I'm just like, and it got so loud. I was like, it's not over yet. And I remember it like I don't think I ever will forget it, man. So, but it just told me of how. But that same year. And when I was talking about Brad Holmes, about kind of softening the blow, everything he does, y'all want to put little kitty pads in front of him. You know what I'm saying? If he fall or stumbles, you want to come to his aid with, well, you drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. Well, we wouldn't be here without you, right? And it's just crazy to me because that same year, y'all were like, we're in year 3 of a rebuild. And you know what's funny to me? And this about to be another cooking session. We in class again. The Lions have never been, when we were in year 3 of a rebuild, that was the best we've been. Because the 15-2 record was deceiving. It really was. So that year when we were in year 3 of a rebuild, but y'all were all trying to, you know what? It was okay that we took a chance on Broderick because we were still in the rebuild. I hated it. I hated 2023. We were in year 3 of a rebuild. I don't know about my fellow Lions creators out there, but this is the worst number-wise that I've seen for this team. My sub count barely moving, if at all. The views ain't viewing because people not excited. This team, this is the least excited we've been for a long time. How are you going to be more excited after 3-13-1 than you were after 9-8? Okay, 10-21. You like a rarity, bro. When I speak and say you and people and nobody, I ain't saying just nobody, bro. Shout out to Big Black and appreciate the super chat on the other video as well. Says, I can't stand Brad Holmes, but your anger should be directed to Dan Campbell. He disrespected Monty last year. You know what? Big, I've already addressed that, my brother. I've already addressed that. And I know a little something about a lot like that has to do with Dan Campbell. And I 100% believe it. And it also has to do with Monty leaving. Okay. But there's a saying, right? The buck stop here. what was the one thing like your parents used to say? If your dad was like mine, it was a phrase. It was 3 words that he used to say that would really grind my gears. And at that point, you couldn't say nothing. You had to change the subject. Anybody know what they are? Let's see how many people daddies was like mine. What was the 3 words? You were having a conversation. When these 3 words were said, you weren't having it no more. Let me see how many daddies was like mine. What y'all got? So we got another super chat. Steve says with the super chat, does Monty continue to the trend of players that leave and make the Super Bowl? Texans certainly have the defense for it. Wouldn't be surprised. We're trying to catch them. I'm happy he went there. He gonna look good. He gonna look good in the dark blue. He gonna look good. He really gonna look good. What up, Tay? Let me see. There you go, B. End of discussion. End of discussion. When my dad used to say end of discussion, it was over. It was over. End of discussion, you still discussing it, that's when you got. If your daddy or mama told you end the discussion and you didn't end that discussion, you know what happened next, right? You know what happened next. Brad Holmes, you are the captain, bro. This ain't no buddy relationship. Everything is me and Dan Campbell, me and Brad Holmes. We like Siamese twins, bro. Man, you like, oh, I like it. You like, man, oh. And they remind me of somebody, they just hugging and jumping in the circle. That's Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, hugging and jumping in the circle. Sometimes you need a boss. You need a boss, bro. Forget all this lovey-dovey. Oh, you like him, I like him. I'm walking here. I can't believe it. We got the same brain. No. Sometimes you need a boss. A boss, bruh. So, even though, yeah, Dan Campbell, boo-boo, he made a boo-boo. He hired Johnny Morton, big boo-boo. He took over play calling, still didn't use Monty, big boo-boo. But who knows? Was that at the behest of Brad Holmes? Did Brad Holmes secretly have something to do with that? Because he wanted his premier back, his positional value villain? The reason he is Brad the Man Holmes to be on display? Ooh, you don't ever know. You never know. Am I cooking? Did I put something in your brain? Did I do that to you? Maybe I did. Who knows? We don't know what really happens in there. But Brad Holmes is the captain. He is the captain now. If Brad says it go, it go. Period. If you got a boss, right? You go to work. You got maybe the shift supervisor. You maybe have the manager. And then you got the regional. Everybody who got a job. When that regional manager come, y'all remember when you were 16, you had a job at whatever store you had? For me, it was JW. I was in JW. Hands was colored, other clothes. I was in JW. And when that district manager came, you had to have every crease, every hanger. We was dusting. We ain't never dusted before. And we dusting shelves off. Oh, shoot, here comes the district manager. We got to be pristine. You had to come in squeaky clean. Come on, man. Everybody got a boss. Brad Holmes is responsible for the personnel decisions. And if Monty don't want to go, Brad Holmes it's funny, you trying to please everybody. You want to, we want Monty here. And I'm starting to call cap on that whole thing. You know why? You know why I don't believe necessarily Brad Mathias, the man that needs the definition of aggressive? You know why? Because you said Jamal Williams was a priority. He felt disrespected. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. You said Josh Reynolds was a priority. You don't re-sign him. Josh ain't say nothing. Something ain't happening. You notice when you a priority, if you ain't somebody he drafted, it's almost like you get cut. That is the sign that you're going to be cut, is what that is. These moves wouldn't be enough. Now Demo makes Gibbs looks better. Gibbs looked like trash at times without Monty. I said that today on Twitter. Oh my God. I said, okay, let me see how smart y'all are. Because, I want to give you credit for being just like common sense, So I'm on Twitter, and everybody on Twitter like, hippity hoo ha, everybody. All this, I've never seen so many people yap like I have on Twitter. Okay? If I tell you, if I make a statement and say, Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't played without David Montgomery, what does that mean to my smart viewers? Because y'all smart. What does that mean? If I say Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't played without David Montgomery, what does that mean, my smart people in the comment section? Shout out to the super chat. Steve says, does Brad know this is his last hurrah? Is he tanking the team before he leaves? He knows golf is out at the same time too. Guaranteed he doesn't find a replacement. Great question. We brought that up. Is he trying to sabotage? I don't know. These are not conspiracy questions. These are real questions. Matt Patricia might have been trying to sabotage his team. Look back at it. Jeff Okuda trading for Everson Griffin at the trade deadline left the new regime with no picks. This ain't a conspiracy, y'all. It might be some truth. Because right now it don't look like he's trying to do nothing. But it's early. It's early. We got to see. Maybe he's cooking for Max. Cooking for Crosby. Is that what he's doing? I don't know. We gonna see. Shout out to Al-Qadim Muhammad. Outpriced himself. I appreciate that. Outpriced himself from El Cheapo. I don't want to spend any money if I didn't draft you. He outpriced himself. Charles with the super chat says, I'm going to say it, Brad making players leave. All right. So when I say J means, it means he hasn't played without him. Yes. Didn't they just pay Monty too? Trade that was after year one. Titan says, I've said it many times, free agents don't want to come here and get disrespected like Monty, Carlton Davis, and Darius. Lions released $1 million in cap space. Wait, what? What do you say, Will? All right, so what did I mean when I say that? Because sometimes you got to read in between the lines. Not that Monty hasn't literally played a game without David Montgomery. It means that Monty and David Montgomery have been on the same team since Jahmyr Gibbs has been in the league. It's always been Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Now it won't be. T. Martin says Brad out in 2028. This team has more holes than Swiss cheese. Okay. Let me see if Spot Track is updated, because the last time I looked at it, it was negative 3 million. Let's see if it updated. It still says negative 3 million. According to Spot Track, it's negative 3 million. The Lions were 9 million over the cap. I don't know if over the cap says something different. Tyrus Wheat has not been tendered, so he's a free agent. Thank you, Braylon, for the super chat. So, here's the bottom line, y'all. And we about to hit our hour. The bottom line is, for me personally, I'm not going to be satisfied until we win a Super Bowl. I will settle for a Super Bowl appearance. And with me about to become a season ticket holder, most likely, which I did think about canceling today, not going to lie. I'm going to be even more irritated. So I'm going to give everybody a fair warning. Steve says, is Amik coming back or does Brad continue disrespecting free agents? I don't know, y'all. We're going to see. We're going to see. Oh, man. Okay, hold on. Did I? Okay. I exited out. Hold on. Let me bring this back in because that's a great question. Oh, my God. So the Khalil Mack. So there's been an update on the Khalil Mack situation. So now the Chargers are trying to bring him back. I think he was too much for Brad anyway. All right. Okay. So, as the internet, Twitter, YouTube, people in the comment section, they want to talk about how I'm such a baby. You know, you don't want to do all this stuff. You want to talk. That's all you want to do. I'm going to show you what this is your free agency 2025 or 2026 Detroit Lions. According to Spot Track, the Lions are total cap is just over $323 million. Total cap space is negative 3.7. Dead cap is $17 million. You have 48 players that I believe are on the books. I think that's what this number means. So 48 players. I believe this is also including, well, there's no practice squad right now. So there's not that 16. But I believe that this is everybody who's under contract or on the books for 2026. And I want you to tell me, what confidence does this give you pre-free agency? Jared Goff, St. Brown, Aleem McNeil, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, DJ Reed, Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Barnes, Jamison Williams, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kirby Joseph. Wow. Thinking about guys, these three dudes, injured. Real talk, may never play again. We don't know. Brock Wright, injured. And I think we must have, we signed him low key. He could be released as well. Brock or traded. Jack Campbell, Jack Fox, Terrion Arnold, Tyleek Williams. Who? Who is this? Ennis, going into year 3, have only played 8 games, second round pick Rakestraw. Tyleek Ratledge. Now, mind you, guys, we were in a Super Bowl window when we took this guy. This guy has only played 8 games, second round pick. Khalil Dorsey, Juice Scruggs, already on the roster. Isaac Tesla, Giovanni Manu. Kobe, I won't be on the team Sorsdahl in 2026. Sione Vaki, I traded up for. Tyler Lacey, Makai Wingo, Christian Mahogany, Miles Fraser, Hogan Hatton, Chris Smith, Thomas Harper, Lauren Strickland, Dominic Levitt, Devin Cochran, Nick Whiteside, Malik Cunningham, Jacob Sayers, Ahmed the Legend Hassani, Kyle Robichaud, Jabari Small, Mason Miller, Zach Horton, Jackson Meeks, Seth McLaughlin, and Thomas Gordon. How confident y'all feel about that team? Particularly on the defensive side of the ball. How confident do you feel about the 2026 Detroit Lions to go up against the Seattle Seahawks, the Los Angeles Rams? Oh, we have multiple first-round pick Rams. The resurgent Atlanta Falcon team. We're not going to sit by and let you take it, Chicago Bears. Oh, and we might trade for Max Crosby, by the way. We have to get back competitive Minnesota Vikings. Your team finished in last place in the NFC North. That is not by chance, people. Ironically, we swept the team that won the division. Shout out to Steve with the super chat. Says Brad does not know how to draft after seeing all those names. Well, I'll tell you this, and we'll wrap up the show. I thought 2025 was a really big year, and I still think it was. I think it was. For years, we're wondering, okay, is Brad going to do this? Maybe he'll do that. Oh, he cooking. Oh, when Brad was an enigma, it was cute. It was sexy. When he was an enigma, ooh, we don't know what he going to do. Ooh, right? Now it's like, yo, he ain't going to do nothing. He's not going to do nothing. Except trade Dave Montgomery for a guy named Juice Scruggs and a 7th round practice squad if you make the team pick. And don't forget, this is the same guy that drafted James Houston. And I was telling y'all, James Houston is not it. Y'all like, James Houston, Brad know what he doing. James, the man, he the problem. He the problem. I will never forget that. I will never forget y'all coming at my head for James Houston. And where's James Houston now, ladies and gentlemen? Is he on the Detroit Lions? Is he on the Detroit Lions? When I was making fun of yours truly, this guy, with the 96th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Broderick Martin. When I was making fun of him, because you don't trade up for a 3rd rounder and he does not contribute to the team. I don't care how raw he is. You don't give up. You don't come up 26 picks. You know what else y'all don't talk about? Trinity Benson. You don't talk about that. We're not going to talk about that. Yeah, it was year 1. It was always trying to find excuses for this dude. All the time. Oh, let's not forget. Here's Brad Holmes. 2023 trade deadline. I'm walking up to the podium. Lions just traded. Yeah, we just traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones. What did you give up, Brad? Yeah, we gave a 6th round pick. And then some leak information. We tried to get Danielle Hunter. You ain't trying to do nothing. You ain't trying to do nothing. Brad Holmes got a side business. You know what that side business is? Positional Value Villain Incorporated. That's what he needs to do. When he is no longer the general manager of the Detroit Lions, he needs to have a side business. He can go ahead and trademark that because that's what he want to be known as. I mean, think about what I'm saying, y'all. This guy went and bought a positional value villain hoodie because he wasn't going to be told what to do. You thought you thought something? Hey, let me show you what I got. I got this. Positional value. Yeah, everybody tried to tell me. That's the moment. Boom. Changed. We lost. Whatever Brad Holmes came from the Rams, we lost him. And was anybody else annoyed when he was on Rich Eisen? And he was like, yeah, man, because when we came because what we used to do at the Rams, and yeah, man, and when we came from the Rams, and I'm like, dog, you ain't with the Rams no more. And stop talking about the Rams, because you sure ain't less. You not less, bruh. Les is a Super Bowl champion. Forget them picks, GM. You a dink and dunk, dollar store tree your way to the Super Bowl. That's why I've had enough. I'm not trying to convince you to feel any type of way. This is what Derek feels. Lion Syndicate. And the only thing, I've been patient enough with this dude. I've been patient enough with him. You were brought here to do a job. You knew what you were getting into when you took it. Same applies to Dan Campbell. The only reason that I'm coming after Brad is because he is in charge of personnel. He pulls rank. He makes the decisions. He's the one that wore a positional. And y'all remember how he was after the draft? Hey, how many, right? He always acting like you're dumb. He always talking to you like you're stupid. He always talking to you like you stupid. Maybe he think we are. So, if I'm like this at 46, I can't wait to 47. I might be gone. I might have to shut the channel down, bruh. Because I'm fried. I am fried of this whole regime. I'm fried of the fan base. I'm fried of the nonsense, the grit, all of that stuff, bro. It was cute. It was great. It was exactly what we needed back in 2020. We coming from Matt Patricia. Everything the Lions did, we needed. But that time is over, bruh. It's time to get messy. We need to stop playing these games. Be aggressive. Everybody else is. Some of them winning Super Bowls. And maybe Derek will relax once we got the Lombardi. Once we got that Lombardi, maybe I'm relaxed. Maybe when I'm freezing because it's -7 on Woodward, because we at the Super Bowl parade, then maybe I'll relax then. Shout out to Steve. Super Chat says, I don't know, but my dad put up with this franchise for 63 years. T. Martin says, I ain't buying what Brad is trying to sell with the GM doublespeak. Anybody who says Brad Holmes is better than Les Snead. So here's what all I want y'all to do. Whether it's me, it doesn't matter who it is, just use logic. Use logic. If you don't get the team better, how can we be better? And there's nobody right now that can say we're better, right? Maybe that goes for all 32 teams. If we come out of free agency and the NFL draft and we are not better as a team, why would we think we're better on the field? And I'm not just talking about 17 games. Those 17 games are a warm-up. I don't care if we're 7-8-1 and we win the division. Nobody's going to care what our record was if we win the Super Bowl. Because at 15-2, the second we tied for the best record in the NFL, the first seed for the first time in NFL history, and we couldn't even win a playoff game. That's all I'm asking y'all to do. Don't use so much emotion. You think I use emotion? That's not what's controlling me. It's logic. You cannot nickel and dime, dollar store, Five Below, Dollar Tree, junkyard, scrap heap. You cannot. What's the dudes that pick up the metal on before trash day? Recycle. You cannot do that all the way. There needs to be at least one aggressive move. Whether it's, and we're talking about like the entire tenure. It don't have to be aggressive every year. Think about what if the Lions didn't have Aiden Hutchinson? The world of what if. What if we did not have Aiden? Do we have Trayvon Walker? Do we have Kayvon Thibodeau? What if the Cincinnati Bengals actually cared about protecting their quarterback and they take Penei Sewell? Do we have Jamar Chase? Do we have the offensive line? Or are we blaming Jared Goff for that too? Anyway, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you being my therapy. I hope I can be yours. Phone lines will be opening. This season we will have the phone lines open. What we'll do is when I get home. Wow, David Montgomery. Wow, my God. Oh! Ah! Ah, this hurts my heart. Let me show you. I'm going through the stages, y'all. Look at this. Look at the top. Look to the, you see my mouse, my cursor? Look to the right of the screen. The number one trending player, David Montgomery, running back, Houston. When I click on this, yo, that's tough. That's tough. That is tough. He'll be 29. That's tough. And as far as David Montgomery age, look, Derrick Henry is balling. Monty was balling. Can we stop doing that? Can we stop acting like that somebody's washed up because they don't play for our team? Yo, shout out to Charles. Yo. Charles with his super chat says, Brad, only got $20 in my pocket, a.k.a. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. Hey, I might have to make a shirt, bro. It might have to be another shirt. The thrift store, bro. How did I leave the thrift store out? Hey, shout out to Cam Newton. He's shopping at the thrift store. I don't know if his whole wardrobe is at the Brad stayed at the thrift store. Yo. Oh, somebody help me. Y'all, hey. Listen. If some ever happened to me, man, I'll wake up tomorrow. I just want to let y'all know I love y'all. I really do, man. Y'all are the best. Y'all are the absolute best. Here's a piece of weird kind of something weird that happened, right? So I haven't been to the doctor in years. James Vanderbeek passed away, and I was like, Derek, it's time, bro. You need to go. So it was tomorrow at 1:00. Okay, Derek, it wasn't that I'm afraid to go to the doctor. I just, men are like, we're men. We got to work. We care about everybody. Me care about everybody else, right? We work. Doesn't matter. We take all the bullets, none of that, right? So we don't make the time to go to the doctor. That's all it is. I'm not scared of no needles, no nothing. There's one thing I'm scared of, but, you got to get it done. So I get a text message today. Guess what? A fire broke out in the building that the doctor's office is in. So I cannot go until the end of the month. So I finally made it. I'm 24 hours from my doctor's appointment, and the fire was today. Better than me being there yesterday or tomorrow, right? So maybe it was a blessing that I wasn't there. But I don't think anybody was hurt. But I'm like, dog, are you serious? So I finally get up. I finally call the doctor, make a doctor's appointment, and there was a fire in the building pushing my appointment out. I had to reschedule, and the earliest I get in is at the end of the month. At least we'll be through free agency. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate you. Got a special announcement that I'm excited about. This is going to be launching today. Maybe. And that is the Syndicats 365 podcast. It will be myself, Motor City Cats, a.k.a. The Don, and Lions Live 365. I told y'all deserve a better class of content creation, and we are going to give it to you. I promise to behave, too. I won't be taking any shots at any other Detroit Lions creator. And I'm sure I can speak for these gentlemen when I say this. Most collaborations, as y'all well know, they don't work out. Because it's always an ego race. It's always an ego race, right? It's always who can have the bigger ego. Somebody wants to one-up you. Somebody wants to snuff you out. And it really shouldn't be like that. It doesn't have to be like that. We can all get along. My vision was we all come together and drown out the mainstream media because we are the future. We're not children anymore, but we are the future. This media is the future, right? And we are committed. And you guys know, me and Live 365, we disagree a lot. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. He's going to bring his logic. I'm going to bring mine. But you know what we're going to bring? Flavor. watching our podcast, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be the equivalent of listening to Peebo Bryson. You remember people? I can show you the world. Y'all need some flavor, bro. As a matter of fact, we are sponsored by Lowry's Seasoning Salt. Not true, but maybe I'll get some Lowry's. Y'all need some flavor. Then a little sprinkle, then a little pepper. A little pepper on here on this thing, right? Y'all need some seasoning. So we are Syndicats 365, a flavor production. I appreciate y'all, man. With that being said, I'm out of time. I'm old, I'm tired, and I'm feeling some type of way. But you know we got to go out like we came in. We got to go, hey, you already know. I can show you the world. That's us, bro. The people, you know that brother had some soul. I kind of think that's missing too in this space. It's not enough soul. Y'all remember the soul? The soul glow. I'm only speaking for myself with this, though. That's just how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like it's, need some soul, need some flavor up in here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can see I'm feeling some type of way, bro. I'm just tired of being silent. I'm tired of being silent, y'all. With that being the case, man, I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Maybe tonight. We might be on tonight. All right, so hit that notification bell. Lion Syndicate, all 3 channels. All right, and we'll give you more later. Uh-oh. No, that's not the right one. That's not the right one, but Macklemore, man, you got to be careful with him. I don't know if there's a clean version. So hold on. We'll just play like the beginning.
Macklemore. Can we go thrift shopping?
What?
I got to make, cause this ain't the clean one. Brad Holmes. All right, I might have to stop it right here. Okay, that's it. I'll see y'all tonight. Maybe. Go Lions. $20 in my... Look, that's going to be stuck in your head. This is awesome.